I welcome you all students here to this new session and new chapter of class ninth, that is structure of the atom. Here we'll talk about discovery of electrons, protons and neutrons. How do we get to know about them? That is what we are going to deal with. So first is electrons, okay? If we talk about electrons, so electrons were, one second, yeah. Electrons were discovered by J.J. Thomson in 1897. Okay, he did cathode ray experiment. We'll see what exactly these experiments were through which electrons, protons and neutrons were discovered. Now protons were discovered by E. Goldstein in 1886, and neutron was discovered by James Chadwick in the year 1932. So this came much later into the discovery rather than these two. Okay. Now, coming to the discovery of the electron. So what exactly the experiment was, that I'll tell you. Thomson actually used a cathode ray tube. So he took a tube like this. Okay. And here the cathode rays actually traveled from the cathode to anode side. Okay. From here, rays traveled like this. Okay. From negative to positive. Now, rays were deflected by the electric and magnetic field. So what happened is, once he was deflecting, he was passing these rays through, they started deflecting towards the anode side. Okay. Now, once that happened, it concluded that the particles which are moving, or the particles which are there, present there, they have a negative charge. Okay. Negative charge. That's why they are moving towards the positive side. And hence he concluded that there is something known as electron. Okay. And electron has negative charge. To be precise, the charge is around minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. Okay. And the mass of an electron would be around 1 by 1836 times of a proton. Okay. So electrons are very, very small. Okay, very tiny in size. And that is why we do not consider the weight or the mass of electrons. When we are looking at the mass of an atom, we only talk about proton and neutron, right? We do not discuss about electron because the mass is almost negligible or very, very small. Okay. Now, how we discovered proton? Okay, not exactly we, but the scientists. Okay, so just a second. Yeah. So E. Goldstein did an experiment. Okay, he used the same cathode ray tube, but he modified it a little bit. Okay, now what he observed was that he observed that the rays moving opposite to cathode rays called as canna. There was some rays which were moving opposite, like some of the rays were moving towards anode, right? Some of it moving towards the cathode. Now, these rays were called as, canal rays, and later they ended up becoming the protons. Okay. Because of the proton will move towards the negative charge because it is positively charged. Now, these experiments we will discuss more in depth in our regular classes. Okay. This is just an overview. Now, determine these particles were positive. This whole experiment basically concluded what just I have told you. Now, the charge here would be positive. The same amount of charge you will see here in Coulomb, okay? But this would be positive. The sign would be positive because protons have a positive charge to them. Now, the mass is 1 AMU. That is one atomic mass unit, right? So, this is all about proton. And they also are, counted in counting the mass of an atom. So this we have already discussed. Now coming to neutrons. So neutrons were discovered by James Chadwick. He did an experiment. What he did, he bombarded the beryllium with the alpha particle. Okay, so suppose this is, okay, let me write it. Okay, yeah, alpha particle. He bombarded, this beryllium Okay, this is an element with alpha particle. Okay, now what happened is he detected a new type of radiation. What exactly happened? Behind this beryllium, he actually kept paraffin wax. Okay, now once he bombarded this with alpha particle, the beryllium, I'm writing Be. Okay, beryllium. What happened is that detected a new type of radiation that has no electric charge. So basically, it pushed these positive protons to paraffin wax. Okay, this radiation would knock out protons out of the paraffin wax like this. So now the protons would be out from here, but something else would be here, right? And it will not have any charge to it. And that's why this neutral, particles came into picture. They also had the mass around one atomic mass unit, but the charge would be zero. So there would be no positive or negative charge. There won't be, sorry, negative charge. It would be zero, right? So this is it. Now, if we compare these subatomic particles or the subatomic particles of an atom, we'll see that electrons have a symbol of E minus, negative charge, right? Here, P positive. Okay, let me just let it be like this. It will be more clear to you. And then charge is -1. Here, the charge will be +1. Okay. Now, mass, you can see the difference. These two, the mass is same, right? But for electrons, it is almost 1 by 1836 times, right? Unit. So that is why electron mass is not considered. And you can see it is discovered, electrons are discovered by J.J. Thomson, protons are by E. Goldstein, and neutrons by James Chadwick. Okay, neutrons have symbol N and there is no charge here, zero charge. Okay, so I hope you have understood all these concepts. Now, these are the discoveries which have been made in different years, which we have already discussed. Okay, so thank you so much. This is all for this session. I hope you enjoyed and learned a lot of things. And we'll discuss each experiment in depth in our regular classes because we'll have to look at this and it will take a lot of time. Okay, so for now, we know electrons are the negative charge carrier. They carry negative charge. Protons carry positive charge and neutrons carry no charge or zero charge. Okay. So you can contact me through my Urban Pro profile if you want to learn more about this. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.